Today we're making a cocktail with Benedictine and bourbon and more bourbon.
And then a little bit more.
A little more bourbon.
And then we're going to use some Jerry Thomas to curb it all out. Welcome to Comment Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. That, my friends, that big tall guy right there, that's Ian. He's 6'2", 6'1".
And
What
this is Taylor Suzamel, the producer.
Right there.
Right there, next to my head. Looking right out.
Right there. Yep, not near my head because I'm like...
Yeah, it's above your head.
I'm 5'.
Taylor's not here right now. Him and Bobby are out on the town tonight.
Yep, so before they left, they dropped a donation. You can also go to patreon.com/CMC and drop your own donation. Boom!
Boom. Or you go to everydaydrinkers.com/donate.
Oh, I should probably leave that there. Yep, you could do that too. That's
You
fine.
do whatever you
One time.
want. It's your show, buddy.
Today, we're going to make the Kentucky Colonel.
3 ounces of bourbon. We're using Basil Hayden's.
Yep.
And ½ ounce of Benedictine.
Pretty
We're
simple.
using Benedictine.
Oh,
Throw
yeah.
Stir, strain, throw a twist of lemon in there.
So this recipe, I looked it up because it sounded like, I don't know, kind of like a modern classic style. Like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And I saw some recipes out there. Nobody seemed to have any good definition to why it's called the Kentucky Colonel. A couple blogs came up with some reason to talk about it.
Yeah.
Here, you know what? We're gonna put this right here so that camera over there can watch you stir it.
Okay. Look at you.
I know. I'm thinking ahead. You know what? It kind of sucks is, like, I get done some shows, I'm like, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't we pimp this?
And we never correct it.
No. It's like I just go blank when we start. I'm like, oh, let's just have a good time. And they're like, oh, wait, I'm supposed to tell stuff here. Like, you should subscribe to the show. I'd like to end the show by saying, if you're not a subscriber, you should subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Never remember. Within the first 2 minutes, I usually put up the little subscribe thing, and all those little tokens that fly around the screen are going to help me put stuff in that I forget to say when we're actually doing the episode.
So you're reminding yourself post
Post-haste.
After haste? That means really fast. You're reminding yourself after the fact.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that.
I know, I just wanted, you said post, so I just, that was
Haste.
the first thing that came into my head. We need some place to dump the water, I can tell you're looking at me like that.
You know what? I can do that. No. We
What, are you going to dump it in here while that's
I'm
happening?
going to dump it in the sink.
Oh, wait, we have one of those now.
Brilliant.
This
Takes
is
some getting
all
used to.
weird.
It's weird, right?
No, it's like all pro.
If we're using a shaker, I'd dump it in the other half just because
Yeah.
then I can
It's
keep
there.
going and it's right here.
Yeah, just roll with it, but yeah, we actually have something. That is coupe glass. That's the new coupe glasses we also carry with the smaller guys.
It's awesome and it's
Like this.
large and it's got like a inward curvature into
Yeah.
it, which is kind of cool.
And I believe that was spoken about in Liquid Intelligence, wasn't it? On the I don't remember where I saw that. Something about the curve. Yeah, I think it was in there because he says, like, I can't remember what he was making. I don't know if it was egg whites or something where he was probably lighting it on fire or something, and you want it to all stay in, so it
Oh,
kind of
cool,
stops
yeah.
the splash from occurring,
I can see that.
and it keeps it all.
So this is basically whiskey. This is basically bourbon in a coupe with some,
It's basically whiskey.
yeah, with some
Basil,
It's like yes, it's Basil
Benedictine.
Hayden,
twist.
and
in honor of Doug.
yeah. So there you go.
In honor of Austin Powers.
And there you have it. That
Basil.
is 3 ounces of whiskey with, to take the edge off, just a little bit of sweet herbal action. Not too unlike using a vermouth or using brown sugars in a Manhattan or an
Simple
old-fashioned.
old-fashioned, yep.
You know, with a little bitters. I think this recipe would have been better with bitters. I don't have to taste it none of that because bitters
better
are
with
awesome.
bitters,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So maybe what we should do is taste it and then decide.
Yeah, before we...
I like the lemon thing. That was a good idea because now you have that nice citrus aroma.
Yeah. On top of the kick in the face that this is going to be. Should be nice and chilled.
Woohoo! Hello!
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Uh-oh, DJ's quoting another show. And there you have it.
There you have it.
That's not bad.
No.
It adds a twist to just drinking bourbon neat.
Could be my new favorite bitter, Corzo.
You could use Corazon.
I don't know if we want anything spicy in here.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went with this one. Jerry Thomas bitters?
Jerry Thomas is pretty good
How
stuff.
about their Trinity?
Jerry Thomas. Because I'm already having my hand. Trinity would also be a good
What was
option.
cool is you got the swirly effect.
Yeah.
When you dump that in there, you had like some swirl of bitters. I shouldn't have stirred it. I should have shown it, but
It's okay. I'll
you'll live.
forgive you.
Okay, thank you. But will the audience forgive me?
Yes.
No.
I like there's no sugars in here.
I kind of like that with the bitters.
What's in here?
It's bitter.
But
It's much more bitter.
Yeah, well, right.
Obviously.
It's bitter, sugar, liqueur. It's your liqueur, it's your core spirit, your liqueur, and your bitter.
I like Trey's Big Lebowski quote.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Shut the fuck, Donnie. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. You're out of your element. It's John Goodman and the Big Lebowski talking to Steve Buscemi.
It's actually less potent.
Yes. Yeah, the bitters take the potentness. I almost want to add a little bit more sweet back in there. I almost might want to add more Benedictine in there because of the bitters now.
You got another donation.
Oh.
Christian.
And there you have it. Christian says, wow, there's a lot of crying there, Donald Jones.
He needed a good one.
There it is.
I'm going easy on him because he hurt his back. But.
Wow. So D307P, you need a better name, D.
Yeah, right?
He says, every time Derek posts a drink on Twitter, I have everything but one ingredient. I feel your pain because that used to be me. And I can't help you with that. Like, I open recipe books, it's the same thing. It's like, I don't have that. And I have a lot of stuff.
You do.
There's always that one
ingredient.
ingredient.
There's always that one, yeah.
So we're going to fix that with stuff Jennifer's working on. So the recipes you could get will focus more on people who don't have everything.
And there'll be things you can make, like the allspice simple syrup, clove.
Yeah, stuff that's easy. Because
stuff that's accessible.
Some of the recipes we're building for our little online recipe site that you guys will see eventually. And Jennifer's really doing all the work. I'm just taste it, really.
Yeah, there's no we.
Yeah. I help guide her, and she just goes and makes stuff, and then things happen.
Yeah.
But a lot of the stuff we're focusing on is making homemade syrups.
You can piggyback off his fame.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
He's going to be piggybacking off my fame.
Fine. I don't care who I had to piggyback off of. I have no problem with the woman making more money than me. What about me?
Ouroboros,
Right.
piggybacking. You're piggybacking off her. She's piggybacking off you.
But what I was going to say is in those recipes, we typically,
doesn't it?
it's a double piggyback,
I think the Indians
reverse
have done
cowboy.
that. Kama Sutra. Look up Kama Sutra.
Can't get pregnant that way.
No,
Only
definitely
missionary
not.
gets you pregnant.
Only missionary gets pregnant. So I'm going to finish this. No one's going to make me forget. In the recipe books, some of the recipes will call for sugar syrups that you can make, like the allspice that we made, right? Because if you buy allspices and all the other spices that you can get, you make a lot more product. It goes a lot further. And it's cheaper than, in the end, buying allspice dram, right? Buy an allspice dram, you're looking at $30 plus shipping. So you're basically got a $50 investment.
So there's downsides and upsides, right? It's going to be a lot cheaper if you're at home. If you're looking to do a mass production or you're looking to have extreme consistency in your drinks, you either have to establish a process for making these and follow it every time, or buy the stuff that's already made. And at some point,
but
you make bigger batches if you do that.
Right.
But,
I actually took the spice recipe I came up with that we let's see, showed this week at the end of this week with Soldado. Is I said, hey, Lyra guys, here's a recipe. Why don't you make that for me? And they went, we could do that, but we have a 120-gallon tank, so you need to buy 80-something cases, $5,000 worth of this syrup.
Wow.
Which would be cool if I had $5,000 invested in the syrup. I could do so much more with $5,000.
Right.
So it's like, I would like to make my own Common Man cocktail syrup. I think it'd be cool.
That would be
but
awesome.
the problem is, right now, I have so many brandings that I'm working on. I got Awesome Drinks. I have her stuff to start looking at.
You got the cocktail.
We got the cocktail show that we're putting on, a separate cocktail show. I don't need one more thing to brand.
Well, once you can do it full time, then maybe.
I would need, if I could get, if we launch ours and hers and they're rolling, then I can brand something else.
It's in the pipeline. We'll say that.
I have lots of stuff in the pipeline. And you know what I found out? Everything I ever want to do that I think would be cool starts at $5,000.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. It's always like, oh, $5,000.
You know what's already in the pipeline?
Common Man cocktails.
And awesomedrinks.com, where you can get your coops, your bitters, your measuring cups, and everything. And yes, ships worldwide.
It does. Oh yeah, somebody asked that.
Yeah.
Awesome Drinks can ship to Europe. It's up to you to figure out if you want to pay.
Yes, because shipping is usually a little bit more
That is
expensive.
the blocking. When I look at all the different carts that get abandoned, it's usually the people in international.
Yeah, which makes sense because it's going to be a little heavier shipping. It's going to take a plane or a boat. Only makes sense.
Yep. And the boat is a slow boat. So yeah, and I think in this cocktail, this case, Jerry Thomas bitters is I like this better than I did before.
It turns into a little bit more classic. I might have put one dash instead of two personally, just because.
I would have rather just added more of this.
Or add more of that, yeah.
Or
Find
less
more
of
balance.
this.
Go
2.5 ounce and maybe curb it down.
Sure, yeah.
Something has to
You can
happen.
play with it to your taste. That's the important part.
Yeah, you should always play with it.
Yeah, I try to every day.
Every day. So what you need to do now, and if for people want to see some of these homemade craft
Jen's
syrups,
blushing. Not really. She just smiled at me.
If you want,
Give me
if
did
you
just say,
guys
really look.
are interested in more of the behind the scenes stuff, you could go to patreon.com/CNC. If you donate $3, whatever it is, then that unlocks for you all the little vlogs I've been doing back there. Some of which I can't really publicly talk about yet because of my employment and stuff that I just can't say. But I know nobody at work
Is a
is
Patreon subscriber?
so it doesn't matter what I say. So, you know, there's more behind the scenes action, literal behind the scenes, plus anything I come up with, I usually just hit the record button and start going.
Question of the day. What's your favorite childhood soda? Jolt Cola!
Really?
I actually like Moxie also growing up. I still like Moxie, but I
Really?
don't drink a lot. It's a main thing. I grew up with it, you know?
I can't say that because Jolt was never
Surge.
anywhere near me. Like, I could never
We used,
get
to
Jolt.
we used to get Jolt Cola and then go on bike rides.
You had to find it. I had to go on a bike ride to get Jolt Cola because it was like one convenience store.
I mean, we had our closest convenience store was 2.5 miles away, so we had to ride a bike there. But we usually got out of the one that was 5 miles away on the way somewhere further.
Mine wasn't that far, I don't think, but it was still far enough. My childhood soda, ironically, there's Coke.
Yeah.
Just classic Coke.
Yeah, you've always had it.
New Coke, remember New Coke?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what it tastes like now, but I remember not liking it.
Probably tastes like
was
old
dead.
Coke now.
Yeah. But I think if I had to come up with one thing that really I remember would be Barks root beer.
Oh yeah, Barks root beer.
I don't know why. Like there's all these drinks. I
Someone
don't drink
said
Barks.
the Welch's, like the Welch's strawberry and stuff. Those are always good.
Yeah, I'm thinking of things that when I drink them, shoot you back to your childhood for a few seconds. For Barks is one of those root beer in general, but Barks mainly because it's cool. IBC. My father used to make root beer, like home brew root beer,
homemade root beer,
and which is kind of more like IBC. So that's kind of where I go with. What do you guys have for a childhood soda memory?
That sounds strange.
It does. What's your childhood soda memory? Write it below. Thanks for the comments this week. We actually got quite a few, so it was nice to see. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. Go to awesomedrinks.com. Get yourself some Jerry Thomas bitters. Use Valentine's 16. Save yourself 15%. Europe, we'll ship it to you, but you pay for shipping. So that's how we roll. We're done. Teach you how to drink.
Cool.
It's got a tanginess to it.
I definitely get the rye in there, and that Shonar apple, I think, is where the tanginess
How much
comes in.
sour's in here? Oh, that's a pretty good amount of sour compared to the sweets. So you get 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. You've got the apple liqueur.